Okay, here they were hiding. He decided to hide in his own business office, which faced one of Amsterdam tree-lined canals. A few derelict rooms on the upper floors, called the Annexe, were secretly prepared to house both the Frank and the Van Daan families. So here these two families, Otto Frank family and Van Daan family. Who is this Van Daan? So he is also fellow refugee. Right. So both the two families began to hide themselves in this place called Annexe. Okay, what is this Annexe? Annexe is nothing but the rooms, the few derelict rooms on the upper floors of Otto Frank's office, business office. Okay, so there they began to hide themselves. So they were hiding there, and so that they cannot be trapped by these Nazis. Let me explain what happened after that. Early in June 1942, Margaret Frank was called up. Margaret Frank was called up for deportation, but she did not go. Okay, so anyhow they thought that they have to change the place of this Margaret Frank. Who is this Margaret Frank? Anne Frank's elder sister. So they thought better to shift her from this place to another place. But she said, no, I won't go. Like that she said. She began to say like that. Straightway the Franks moved into their hiding place. Okay, all together they were going to the hiding place, and the Van Daans followed shortly afterwards. Even Van Daans also, they are also following them wherever they go. Even these people also following them. 4 months later, they took into their camped lodgings another Jew, a dentist. Even another Jew also there. Who is the Jew? A dentist also began to stay along with them. So now who and all there in Annexe? Margaret Anne family were there. Who are there? Otto Frank and his wife, Anne Frank and Margaret 4 members, and also Van Daan and his wife, and he had one son also. In the next paragraphs we are going to get it. Okay, so these many people, along with them even one dentist, Jew dentist also began to stay along with them. So total how many people? 8 members. Songbird. What is that? Songbird in hiding. Okay, this is the title for this paragraph. Okay, what was the reason for this title? Who is that songbird in hiding? Okay, here songbird refers to Anne Frank itself. Let me explain. There were 800 people. Okay, who is that 800 people refer to? This family. I told no, Otto Frank family, Van Daan's family, and a Jew dentist. So total 8 members. So they were 100 people because they were hiding, and any sound, any light might betray their presence. So they were hiding so scaringly. At any light or if any sound comes at any time, so outside this Nazis camp, the military people of this Adolf Hitler will be there, and they may trap these people. Okay, so they can identify, they can recognize these people presence. Means some Jewish people are there in this building. So at any time they can come and catch. So they were hiding without making any single sound, not even light also. They should be under darkness, hiding themselves to save themselves, to save their lives. Okay, we can understand their position, right? So how scaring it is. Then a tenuous link with the outside was provided by the radio and by 4 courageous members of Otto Frank's staff. 2 of them typists, who in secret brought food, magazines, books. The only other company they had was a cat. Okay, here what's happening as they were hiding themselves in that annex. So what's happening there? So they were so scared of this old what is that? Hitler, Adolf Hitler. means Nazi people, Nazis camp will be there, no, the military people at any time they may come. So they should have some entertainment in this building, right, always. Then how can they get the food and all? So here some people were there, some brave people. Who are they? 4 courageous members of Otto Frank's staff. Otto Frank has building, he had some company, right? So staff members were there. They were so faithful, right? They liked him so much. So though they were so courageous, brave people, so they began to supply the food secretly to these families, the 2 families, and also some magazines also. But they had small delicate link to the outside people. What is their radio? A small radio was there. So through that radio they used to get some information what's happening outside. That and all, through that radio only they can get some communications. And these 2 typists were helping. Some group members of the courageous group members to the 2 typists were there. So they are not male people, typists, female only. So even in YouTube you can see this, still they have given so much of information about these families. Everything they have uploaded. You can see Annexi building also, Van Daan family, Otto Frank family. You can see everything is there in YouTube. Go through that so that you can have the better understanding. Okay, just type Annexi or Otto Frank or even Anne Frank's lifestyle. Everything is there. The building still, where they were hiding, everything is there. You can see. So who in secret bought food magazines, food books also like that. But and also they had one cat also, so that they can have some entertainment, right? Always they were scaring. They were so scared. While in hiding, Anne decided to continue a diary which her parents had given her on her 13th birthday. She described life in Annexi with all its inevitable tensions and quarrels. But she created first and foremost a wonderfully delicate record of adolescence, sketching with complete honesty a young girl's thoughts and feelings, her longing and loneliness. So she had a habit of writing diary. Okay, some people will have writing the diary every day whatever incident happened, everything they will note it in the diary. Sometimes it is good, sometimes it may lead to bad also, not that much. Okay, that is the good habit only, take it as positive. So she has that habit. Annie has. So Anne has that habit, and she also decided to continue that diary work. How did she get the diary? Who had given? Her parents have given. When did they give? On her 13th birthday. That diary has been given to Anne Frank. And she described everything she has described in that, what was happening in that Annexi, how they were hiding, and even the tensions, the feelings, whatever, how much tense that she has undergone, everything she was writing in that diary. Quarrels also, in families so many quarrels will be there, no, small. So that also she began to write in that diary. But she created first and foremost a wonderfully, inevitable means what? We can't avoid it. Okay, so wonderfully delicate record. That was the adolescence. Means what? So still adolescence means that is a stage, so which is going to develop into the adult stage. Not that much, still it is developed into adult stage. That is called adolescence. Adolescence means that is one, like adult, like that we'll say, no, young, old. So that is also one period of time where this will be turned into adult stage. Sketching everything with complete honesty. She didn't hide anything. So boldly, honestly she began to write, and whatever the feelings that young girls will have, no, so that also she began to put it in the diary. So her longing and loneliness, whatever feelings that she has as a young girl, as a teenager, whatever physical expressions, physical feelings will be there, the emotions, everything. So honestly she began to write it in that book. Then I feel like a songbird. That's why here we got the title of this songbird. Okay, here they put songbird whose wings have been brutally torn out and who is flying in utter darkness against the bars of its own cage. So she was comparing herself to a bird which has been kept in the cage. So bird means actually, so we know what is bird. I am not asking like that. So what is the freedom that bird has? Free bird, that's why generally we will be using that word. Free bird means, so it has the freedom to go and fly anywhere in the earth. No one can stop the bird. Can you go and stop a pigeon, or can you go and stop a crow or any dove which is flying in the sky? Hey, you should not fly here. This is the only your territory. You have to fly in this place only. Can you go and stop? Can you restrict the bird? No. Right. Unless you have kept it in the cage. Right. So at that time the bird feels so lonely, and that thing same, because this girl is to go outside and chattering like anything. Always she was surrounded by a chattering crowd. She has the friendly nature. Always she is to mingle with others. But here it is like a jail for her. Right? In the lockdown period, I think almost all people are feeling like that. You can't go outside, right? Every time, every minute we need to be in the house. You should not go outside from March. Since March onwards, it is happening. When it was complete lockdown at that time, it was like jail only, everyone. The people who used to be outside always, so they are binded to be in the house. So same thing, we can compare like this. Even that girl also doing like that. So she wrote when she had been isolated from the outside world for nearly 16 months. So can you imagine, we can't able to stay in house for only 8 months or 6 months. So imagine 16 months she had been in the house. She didn't come, and not the house, there is no freedom. They can't make sound also, no lighting. They had to hide themselves and scared of these people, Najis. So 2 months later she had filled every page of the diary. Everything she has filled, the full diary has been completed. But after that, even a small book bound in a tartan cloth, and one of the typist Mipe so gave, even she is also there in YouTube, you can check that name, you can see she has given some more information, and gave her an ordinary exercise book. So Mipe is the typist woman. Okay. Later she used Margaret's chemistry exercise book also. Okay, one book, ordinary, some exercise book also, this Mipe has given to Anne Frank to write the personal information as a diary. And later even that also has been completed. So later she took Margaret's chemistry exercise book. Even in that book also she began to write. Her diary reveals the trust she puts in a wise father. So she liked her father so much. And even her grief, because as she feels it, her mother does not understand her. Even she wrote about her mother in the diary, because she felt that as a young girl, she felt that her mother couldn't understand her feelings. The ecstasy of a first rapturous kiss exchanged with Van Dane's 17-year-old son. Finally, the flowering personality eager to face life with adult courage and mature self-insight. So I told no, even Van Dane's son also was staying in that place. So they exchanged this rapturous kiss, and also so she wanted to continue that life, but not possible for her. So that even that also she has mentioned in the diary. On a slip of paper Anne wrote fake names which she intended to use in case of publication. So she expected, she was at that time itself, in the hiding period itself, she was expecting, she thought of publishing her diary. Publishing means what? Printing the book, printing a diary in the text matter, like printed matter, and selling to the others. like how the newspapers will be published and the other magazines will be published, So in such a way, even she was expecting her diary to be published. For the time, the diary was her own secret, which she wanted to keep from everyone. Okay, at that time, she didn't want to show her diary to anyone. She wanted to keep her diary so secretly, especially from the grumpy dentist. So here the dentist also staying along with them. That fellow was little bad-tempered fellow. She was not friendly with Anne Frank. Okay, so she doesn't want to show her diary to this grumpy dentist. Grumpy means bad-tempered, with whom she had to share her tiny bedroom. Okay, so even small bedroom she had, even she need to share that bedroom with this fellow only. So that was a little bit hurting this girl, and even her father allowed her to put her diaries in his briefcase. Okay, so her father has given permission to put her diaries, whatever information that she has written, everything she could able to keep in her father's briefcase, small suitcase will be there, no? That in that she could able to keep all her books, so that it will be kept secretly, and also especially from this fellow, grumpy dentist. She doesn't want to show. He never read them until after her death. Who he refers to whom? Her father, Anne Frank's father, Otto Frank. Though his daughter's diary had been kept in his briefcase, but he never opened the briefcase and he never tried to read that diaries. How good, no? Faithful father. That's why she liked her father. Then, courageous leader. Okay, so here they gave one title for Anne Frank as a songbird in hiding. Okay, then now how she became courageous leader. They may ask, how did Anne Frank become courageous leader? What was his role as a courageous leader? Let me explain this. On August 4th, 1944, one German and 4 Dutch Nazi policemen suddenly stormed upstairs. Suddenly, this Nazi policeman came, Dutch Nazi policeman came to this place. How the secret of annexation had been revealed is not known. How did they know about this? Anne Frank and this family is staying in this annexation. No one knows that. How does that secret has been revealed? They don't. No one knows. Where are your money and jewels? They came inside that annexation and they began to shout like anything. Where are your money and jewels? They shouted. Mrs. Frank. Who is this Mrs. Frank? Annie's mother. And even Mrs. Van Daan had some gold and jewelry. So whatever they had, they took. And it was quickly discovered. Okay, the whatever gold and jewelry was there, so they have taken that. And looking round for something to carry it in it, one of the policemen noticed Otto Frank's briefcase. They have seen this Otto Frank's briefcase. What was there in the briefcase? Annie's diaries was there. One of the policemen, he had seen that the briefcase. So he emptied it, he opened it and he just threw it. So emptied it on the floor. He opened and threw just upon the floor, barely giving a glance at the notebooks. So he didn't give that much attention towards the notebooks or even upon the diaries. He didn't care about it. Then the people of annexation were arrested. So they have arrested these people and they have taken to jail. In the beginning of September, while the Allied armies were rapidly approaching the Netherlands, the Franks and Van Daans and the dentists were carried in cattle trucks to Auschwitz, the Nazi death camp in southern Poland. Okay, here in the beginning, now these people have been arrested and the police have taken the entire family members. Now listen carefully here. What happened to them after arrest? in the beginning, starting days, what happened? The two families, they went. Now, so while the Allied armies were rapidly approaching Netherlands, like that, so many people, the Nazis camp, the armies and all, they were approaching the Netherlands place, and even the Franks and Vandans and the Dentists were carried in a cattle trucks. So this was the humiliation. So see how they were treating them. Though they were good people, no, Franks and Vandans, but in which they were carrying cattle trucks, like a bullock carts. So in that they have taken these people to which place? The Auschwitz. What is this Auschwitz? The Nazi death camp in southern Poland. Poland is also one country. So there this Nazi death camp was there. So there to that place they have taken these people. How they have taken? In what? Cattle trucks. Underline this statement. This is also the humiliation, the torture that Nazis has given to Vandan's family or even Jewish people. Okay, then after that what happened? Listen carefully, this paragraph very important. There the Nazis separated Otto Frank from his wife and daughters without giving them time to say farewell. See how cruel they were. So without, they have separated now family members also. They have taken Otto Frank separately and they left the wife and daughters there without giving time to say at least goodbye, bye and all. No farewell time. They didn't give time also. They didn't give that much time to stay at least bye. How cruel people. Then Mrs. Frank, Annie and Margaret were marched into women's part of the camp. How many people? Mrs. Frank, Otto Frank, Annie Frank, mother, Anne and Margaret. Okay, all these people have been kept in women's part of the camp. Women's place will be separate. So in that place they kept, where Mrs. Frank died from exhaustion. So that place will not be comfortable. Breathing air will not be there, that much air, oxygen will not be there that much, but whichever they need. So congested place. So because of that she died. She couldn't breathe properly. That place is not suitable. Okay, so she died. And even the Vandans and the dentist also. When Vandans family also died, even dentist also, even they lost their lives. Now who were there? Margaret, Anne and Otto Frank. Otto Frank is alive. Okay.